Alright, highlighters out. Okay, the first thing we've done this morning is we have gone over our fluency. I'm going to call out those answers for you. You should have done the first 5 rows. And I'm going to go over those answers for you. You should have done Monday. Alright, the first row is 42, 18, 15, 10, 72, 60, 11, 0, 66, and 20. Row 2, 14, 35, 36, 21, 8, 88, 0, 70, 40, and 12. Row 3, 48, 3, 88, 0, 6, 24, 0, 84, 9, 0. Row 4, 0, 60, 6, 35, 90, 35, 99, 0, 20, 81. And row 5, 40, 24, 2, 30, 24, 10, 30, 96, 32, and 4. Yes, ma'am, Mary Margaret?
What is 12 times 7?
I'm sorry?
What is 12 times 7?
84. Alright, if you look at your morning work with me this morning, the first number is, well, first off, let's start with our directions. Our directions say write these numbers in words. What's another way to say that? Rather than saying in words, we could have said what, William? In word form. That's the same exact thing. This is something we started at the beginning of the year, so we're kind of spiraling back to it. So what's my first digit, class? Okay, what's my whole entire number, though?
8,000.
Okay, say it as a class. The first number is
8,546.
So I'm going to write exactly what you just said. You said 8,000. What do I put after the word thousand?
Comma.
Why? Because you're like taking a breath, and they have a comma, right? So next I would write 546. 46 goes together like
Salt and pepper.
So
Put them together.
with a.
Hyphen.
All right, that's our number 1. Does spelling matter?
Yes, Jay.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting any snacks today?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay, alright, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Spelling does matter. You should know how to spell the word thousand. You should know how to spell the word hundred. And also, if you look around our room, you can probably find some of those words, right? Probably, if you looked hard enough. Okay, number 2. What is my whole entire number, class? I'm on right beside to the right. 17,964. Let's say that again using our motion. 17,964. Ooh, I think y'all are sleeping this morning on me. I'm sleepy too. Okay, 17. I'm going to write just what you just said. 17,000. What do I do after the word thousand, Wyatt?
1,009.
Nope. I put a comma. Let's not guess. And what's my other part of my number?
964.
900. Do I put the word and? No, I just put 964. What do I know about the number 64? They go together like
Salt and pepper.
So,
Put them together.
with a
hyphen.
very nice. Alright, now I'm on number 3. What's my third number, Madison Hill?
41,240.
Okay, so let's write that. 40. Oh, don't need a U.
40.
1,000. What do I put after that? A comma. Okay.
200.
200.
26.
26. 2 errors. What's one of my errors, Yoslin? Where? Between 20 and 6, okay. Any other errors, Carter? Brill? 40 and 1. Remember, 41, they go together like salt and pepper, so we got a with a. Somebody's asleep this morning, Alex. Alright, what's my next number? Kiana. I'm on the second row. 7,820. So I'm gonna write that. 7,000. What goes after the word thousand, Kiana? A comma. Why, Kiana? Because I'm taking a breath, and because they have a hyphen. 800. What? 20. Any errors?
No.
The computer's
Alright. Oh. Alright, what do I put? What's my next number? What's my next number? Hasten.
33,000.
Alright, let me write that. 33,000. Hang on. 33,000. Okay. What do I put after 1,000, Hasten? Okay, what's my rest of it? 400. 16. What's my error, Hasten? There's an error up here. What is it, Hasten? What'd I forget? It's up here. You can't figure it out with your eyeballs closed. Do I need a hyphen anywhere, Hasten? Where? Where, Hasten? Okay, well, let's figure it out. Where do I need a hyphen? Where do I need a hyphen, Alex? 33. Hasten, put a hyphen on your paper. Number 6. What is my number, Trinity?
99,000.
Okay, hold on. 90. What goes after 1,000, Trinity?
I'm a comma.
What goes in between 99? Huh? A hyphen. 157. And that's a wrap. Make make sure you write. I felt these problems were easy, just right, or too difficult. Don't tell me. I want you to write. I want you to put check. Alright, Wyatt, have a seat. Zachary, have a seat. Alright, the bottom part, I want you to do heads in, honey, up, or beside someone. And I want you to go over that with your partner. It's the same thing. Alright, so you might have to work in groups of 3. Alright, Jocelyn and JT, Zachary and Haley. Mary Margaret, you can join in their group. Alright, you should be talking. This is your chance. Okay, 3 people are partners, so we should be talking about what we have done. We should have this done. Okay, if you will, go ahead and clip in your morning work and your fluency for the week. Remember, starting tomorrow after morning work, you'll have a short warm-up, and then you should write your facts that you missed. How many times? 5 times each. If you didn't finish the morning work for some reason, that's your homework. Each day, you should have plenty of time, if you're working hard, to finish your morning work. There's only 6 to 12 questions each morning. That is very, very simple to get done in 30 minutes. Alright, the next thing we're going to work on is a new project. And before we start, I want to show you a video. I want to know how many of you have gone to a football game before. Raise your hand. Just a football game. That's all I want to know about. Miss James said, how many of you have gone to a football game? Miss James didn't ask you, hey, have you gone to Walt Disney World? No, today we're talking about football. So raise your hand if you've gone to any type of football game. Like a high school football game, a middle school football game, a college football game, an NFL game, SEC, anything like that. Auburn game, Alabama game, Florida State game, a Troy University game, Enterprise High School game. Well, what happens during halftime, Luke?
Oh boy.
When the teams go into the locker room, Luke Massey, what happens on the field? What happens on the field when the football team takes their break? Zachary?
The band comes
The
out.
band, and that's called a what?
Halftime.
Halftime show or performance. Okay, so we're gonna watch a video of the Enterprise Big Blue Band. This is from 2014. This is one of their performances, and then after this one, we're gonna watch an SEC performance. Okay.
Alabama.
I want you, while you're watching this, I want you to think of how on earth does this relate to math, Miss James?
I'll do it.
We're gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna see some.
All right, Miss James needs you to listen and watch carefully.
Sorry, I was sleeping in the deep freezer. It is conducted by True Major Jessica Fox. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Enterprise High School Big Blue Marching Band.
Notice anything about how they're standing?
They were standing at attention.
Notice anything about this group?
They're in the rain.
They're what?
In the rain.
They're wearing blue, and there's something Alex said.
That's the. They're in the rain. It's the octagon thing. Oh. There's their name in the octagon. Oh, this is really fun.
Leah, click that in. Black binder. Notice they're walking in what?
In the car.
In a pattern, so in lines or rows, right? Alright, I want to show you one more. Whose field is this? Okay, and this is the Iron Bowl from a few years ago. So even if you don't like Auburn, Alabama's on here too.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field is the 2015 Auburn University Marching Band. Representing Peace America's peaceful heritage, the collection of themes that celebrate the spirit, ingenuity, and freedom of our great nation. Bluegrass music demonstrates the courage and determination of America's continent. Featuring guest member Ashley Shirley and the Auburn University Marching Band Professional section, fight and tag along with our collection of American folk favorites. Slow down, let the bridges roll in happy.
Alright, I want you to notice something. What is this?
A blessing. A row.
A row or a line? What is this?
A row.
What are these?
A row. Oh, a race.
Huh. How many arrays?
They all know what to make. Best part. I need to change the focus.
Alright, what are they in now?
Rectangle.
Kind of like a rectangle.
What? I just told you. That's a first.
So in those, alright, in those two videos, what are some things that you saw or noticed that maybe dealt with math? Raise your hand. Mary Margaret?
Erase.
Arrays. And what do arrays include? John Parker?
They include certain ending points.
Certain what?
Ending points.
Ending points, okay. Zachary?
Rows and columns.
Rows and columns, okay. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything to add? How on earth might this relate to math? Mary Margaret?
We're learning about arrays.
We're learning about arrays, but what do arrays deal with? They deal with
Multiplication.
multiplication. What if we created our own band in our classroom for a halftime show?
Ooh. That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool though. But what would we have to work on? Could we just go out there and perform something like this? Well, we have to practice. We have to come up with different shapes, ideas, different patterns. I like that word. Well, instruments would be included, but math-wise, what would we have to work on?
Arrays.
We would have different arrays. Now, were they just one huge, ginormous, big array?
No.
No, but how do you think they started?
One huge.
One huge array, and then they started breaking off over here, maybe over here, and over here, and over here. But all together, they were one big array or band. So they may have like 700 people in their band. Do we have that many people in our class?
No.
Okay. What we're going to do next, we're going to do two things. We're going to make a class band to begin with.
Oh, yay. Oh, boy.
And then, after we've mastered our class band, and look, Miss James has already done my work.
Really already?
Already did mine. Came up with all my arrays and everything. So we're going to get to do that as a class. I'm going to pass out your sheet. It looks just like this. On the front, it says number of class in your band. I'm sorry, number of kids. So how many kids are in our classroom? 24.
22.
24 total are in our class. So if you'll take one.
They're missing out.
Here you go. Alright, so you're looking on the front side where your holes are on the left. Where it says your name, holes are on the left. Your name needs to be written at the top of your paper where it says name. Where it says name, go ahead and write your name. Then it says number of kids. We have 24 kids. Also, if I were you, I would put my number on there so that I don't get points taken off. I'll put my number beside my name. I would put my number, Haston, beside my name. So I've got 24 kids. You have a T, a factor T. Is this ringing a bell now? How it's all related? Put the number 24 at the top of your factor T. It says the Enterprise Big Blue Band will be performing this Friday night, and they need your help to know where to stand. Draw the possible band formations for the halftime show using your knowledge of factors. How on earth does a factor relate to the band? Well, what are factors? Factors are really arrays. So if my number's 24, how do I figure out what the factors are, Alex? I start by going 1 times
24.
Okay.
2 times
2 times
12.
12. 3 times
Nothing.
18.
8.
3 times 8. 4 times 5 times 6 times.
6 times 4.
Well, I can do what? Flip it in. So I can do 6 and 4. I could do 8 and 3. I could do 2 and 12. And I could do 24 and 1. So if I wanted you to the side, I want you to do this. I want you to write factor pairs. And who can tell me what a factor pair is? This is something we discussed last week. What is a factor pair? It was on your morning work and your homework. Luke Ellis.
The numbers that you can use to make one of the numbers that you have.
Okay, so tell me, how am I supposed to list factor pairs, Luke Ellis?
With their factors.
Well, I've got a factor T. When I list factor pairs, think about your pair of shoes. Do you have one shoe over there and one shoe over there? No, they go
Together.
How do I keep them together?
In an array.
Trinity,
I forgot.
what are these called?
They're called.
Parentheses. So I'm going to put parentheses. What goes in my first set of parentheses, Madison Hill?
1.
Just the one? Okay, 124. What's wrong with that picture?
You need a comma.
I need a comma between the two, and then I need to put a semicolon. My next pair would be what, Wyatt? Awesome job. So 2, 12. What goes in between those, Wyatt?
Comma.
A comma, because guys, if not, that looks like 212, doesn't it? We don't want it to say 212. Next, I would put what, Kelly? 3, 8. Uh-oh. What goes in between 3 and 8, guys? A comma. Why? Why do I need a comma?
So it doesn't look like 38.
So it doesn't look like just the number or the digit 38. And then I put a semicolon to separate from my next factor pair, which would be 4, 6. And then I could do the community property, which would tell me to do
24 times
6 and 4, 8 and 3, 12 and 2, and my last one would be 24 and 1. Alright, the next part says draw each formation on your grid paper. What is grid paper? It's like graph paper. Now, very important, it says, what does it say, class? Leave one square between each person on all sides to show spacing. Let's say that as a class. Leave one square between each person on all sides to show spacing. Well, let's read that again because I don't think everybody did. Leave one square on each person on all sides to show spacing. Because if not, what may happen? We may get confused. What else may happen? What if we just have a bunch of little circles on our graph paper? Are we really going to be able to tell what they are? Are we going to be able to tell where those people are, like on the Auburn marching band?
Yeah.
There's spaces in between them, isn't there?
Yes.
So we've got to leave spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and pass out your graph paper, and I don't want you to write anything just yet. I do, however, want you to write at the top right-hand corner right here. I want you to write JP. I want you to write your name on this so it doesn't get lost. Alright, so your graph paper or grid paper is kind of like our football field, okay? That's how I want you to think about it. JP, please pass them down. Alright, so make sure that your name's at the top right-hand corner of your graph or grid paper. That way no one else can claim it. The top right-hand corner. It doesn't have to be ginormous because remember, we're going to need that paper to show our formations. Okay, now I'm going to show you Miss James. Here's mine that I already did. Notice how neat and careful I was when I drew mine.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't go all crazy and sloppy, did I?
Yeah. No.
I didn't. So guys, what I want us to start with is I want us to start with the number 1 and 24 because that's our biggest number, right? Now, I will tell you a secret. On this one, we kind of have to break the rules. Raise your hand if you've ever broken the rules.
Yeah.
Ooh, some of you are too excited about that. Guys, the reason we've got to break the rules is we really don't have enough room on our graph paper. So if we were to skip one every single time, we don't have a 24 that we can really skip. And if you notice, we really don't have 24 this way either. Because we've got to do both. We've got to do one row by 24 columns, and we've got to do 24 rows by one column. So this is the only one you're allowed to not skip squares. Does that make sense? If I were you, I would go ahead and do 1 by 24 at the top and 24 by 1 down the side.
Are we allowed to skip squares with the other ones?
This is the only time we are breaking the rules. Okay? Just this one, because it's our biggest number. Okay? So at this point, I want you to write circles. Remember, a circle represents a head, a person's head that's in the band. So you're going to do 1 by 24. That's one row, 24 in that row.
Selfie. Selfie. Can we do this on Sharpies?
Wow, I like how Haley's already started. Because Miss James already said, you can go ahead and do 1 by 24.
There.
That's one row. You don't need rulers or anything. That's one row of 24. Name. You don't have to draw any boxes. You need to draw circles. One row. You don't have to draw boxes or rectangles. I want you doing circles. I have something else to do for your rectangle, Carter. I have something else to do for your rectangle. All right, now I want is 1 by 24.
Do you want us to put about 1 times 24 beside it?
That will be great. That's what Miss James did. You have a pencil in your up here. Go and get one. And also that desk, we should just figure it out. You don't need to draw rectangles right now. I only want you drawing circles because I have something else in mind for your rectangle. Alright, next, up beside it or above it or to the corner, I want you to write 1 by 24. 1 by 24. Some of you need to make sure those circles are fitting in the squares. That's why you have squares so that they fit inside of them. They shouldn't be going into other squares. Did you see other people getting into others' way? No. Nope, they didn't get in somebody else's square. Alright, next. Somewhere else on your paper, I want you to start doing 24 by 1. Notice, my two are not connected. My two formations are not connected. They should not have any touching. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Did Miss James say to skip places? Okay, but look at this one. On this one, are we supposed to skip places? Because is this the same as this? No, you need to fix that. That doesn't show me what I'm asking for. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. And just put it on your desk, your thumb. When you're ready, give me a thumbs up on your desk. Make sure that you've got your array labeled. Where's my next array? Make sure your arrays are labeled or your formations are labeled. Okay. So boys and girls, I'm going to go to the side and I'm going to put a check and a check. Notice that's not ginormous. I didn't put a ginormous check. I put a small little check so that I know where I left off on. On your factor key. So far I've got 2 arrays or formations, and I've got 2 arrays checked off, and I've got 2 arrays labeled, right?
Yes.
Have I got a check to those?
No.
Alright, have you got 1 by 24 drawn? Check or not check?
Check.
Have you got 1 by 24 labeled?
Yes.
Have you got it checked off on your T-chart?
Yes.
Thank you, Haley, for checking. All right, now 24 by 1 labeled. 24 by 1 drawn. 24 by 1 checked off. Thank you. All right, next we're going to go to 2 by. All right, so you're doing 2 rows, and they're going to have 12 in each row. In this one, are we skipping spots? Yes. You should be skipping a square in this one. You should be skipping a square in this one. You should be skipping a square. You should be skipping squares in this one. Ooh, I see some of you are having a race because you ran out of room. I like to see that. Circles. Circles. Erase. Circle. Alright, I'm going to go and put a check by my 2 by 12, and I'm going to go and label it 2 by 12. If I do the commutative property of that formation, it would be what, Emma Riley? 12 times, or by 2, so I'm going to do 12 rows. By 2 columns. Do you have spacing in between these? Yes. This is 12 by 2. You should be staying with me. Make sure you're staying with me. Is yours starting to look like a band?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm going to go and put a check by 12 by 2. Remember, you should have spaces in between.
Oh.
You should have spaces in between. Luke, step outside until you're ready to come back in. Step outside until you're ready to come back in. Leah, erase. Any idea what may be next? 3 times 8 and 8 times 3. You can go ahead and do that. Notice, guys, all of my formations are not on top of each other. I'm not trying to link mine all together. You should have spaces in between yours. Space. Space, 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 space. Make sure you have your spaces. So now you're doing 3 times 8 and 8 times 3.
Space.
Yep, these should have spaces in them. The only ones that shouldn't is your 1 and 24. So this is a 3 by 8. Why did I say 3 by 8 and not 8 by 3, Luke Ellis? Because I say what first?
No, 3.
Why? Because it's the...
You have 3 rows of 8 people in each row.
Okay, so 3 rows and 8 columns. Now I'm going to flip it. I'm going to do commutative. I'm going to do 3 columns or 8 rows. So this is an 8 by 3 because you say 8 rows of 3 people. That should have spaces in between. Guys, when I say spaces, this is what I mean. If this is my grid paper, I have a space in between each head and a space in between each row. A space between each column and a space between each row. Not just between the rows. Look at this. I have a space in between each row, and I have a space in between each column. That's how yours should look. If it doesn't look that way, now's the time to fix it. Because that means I can clearly tell what are my heads of my band members. If you messed up, that's why you have an eraser. So erase it and change it. I'm trying to help prepare you for something that we're about to do that's different.
So some confusing me was you said skip a space and then on the board, not like in the middle, not in the
Okay, do I have a grid paper on my board? Can I show you where I'm skipping spaces in? No, or no ma'am. Where's this column? Is it invisible? Do I not need to draw on those people? What is this? 2 by 2? I see 3 columns. Guys, how have I been labeling mine? Have I been putting 8 way over here and 3 way over here? No, because is that neat?
No.
No, that means I'm going to be searching all over your paper for your numbers. I put mine at the very corner. Even on Miss James' paper, I put mine at the very corner. We have listening skills, and we need to start using those listening skills. I'm wanting you to get this correct because if you do this wrong, our next assignment, you're not going to do correctly. And our next assignment is for a grade. So Miss James is really trying to help you do your best. But if we're not using our listening skills and we're not following those directions, we're not going to do our best on our next test grade. So really we should be thanking Miss James for helping us and not huffing and puffing and getting mad at her. Because that's showing me a fixed mindset. If you're huffing and puffing and slamming your pencil down, that's not how 4th graders act. That's definitely not how Miss James students act. If you make a mistake, you work through it. You show me that growth mindset and you work through it. That's part of it. Miss James makes mistakes, and I have to start over sometimes. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Life goes on. Okay, is there a column or a row in between those? Are there in between those? Look at Miss James. Look at my 8x3. Here's my 2x12. See how I've got a row in between them? Look at this. There's mine, and there's yours. Alright, so I can put a check by my 3x8 because I have my 3x8, and I can put a check by my 8x3 because I have my 8x3. Alex, your pictures are good. I need to put checks on them. Next, I'm going to do my 4x6. Should I have spaces?
Yes.
Yes. Where should I have spaces, class? Between each
Circle.
circle, so between each row and between each column. So first I'm going to do a 4x6. I tried my best to put my spaces on the board, but you should have spaces between each row and between each column. And I'm going to put a check by my 4x6, and I'm going to put a check by my 6x4. Once you've done that, you can get out your colored pencils, and we're going to color in our formations. Yeah, I feel better. Alright, once you're done, you can get out colored pencils. So if you're an Alabama fan, you might want to get out red and black. If you're an Auburn fan, boo, you might want to get out orange and blue. Why don't you get out your colored pencils? Alright, Miss James is an Alabama fan, so I'm going to get out a red, and I want you to watch what I'm doing, just like I did on my graph paper. What do you think I'm going to do next, Alex? Draw lines, or what are those called? Is that a diamond? Is it a triangle?
Squares.
Squares or, starts with the R. Squares or rectangles. So I'm going to take my red or blue or whatever color you choose, and I'm just going to outline my, what are these things called? Start with the A. Arrays are my band formations for my halftime show. Why, if you get out your color pencils, baby. And this is going to help us separate all of our little formations. Well, we talked about the blue, whatever they are. We did watch their performance on the screen too.
Yeah.
I should have said down in the South since that is my alma mater. But hey, I was an SEC. You know. Roll Tide, guys. Roll
No,
Tide.
don't
Tide.
Clemson, Zach. Where did you get that?
Who? We don't like Clemson. But
Clemson
Clemson
sucks.
just beat Auburn. Ooh, I love seeing all these nice rectangles drawn around the papers. So now Miss James can easily find your formation. And let me just give you a hint. You should have 8 rectangles. 8 rectangles. Hey, that rectangle should not include your 4 by 6 numbers. It should not include 1 by 24. Should not include, look, my numbers are not included in that. That's not part of my array, Madison. This is not part of your array. Should not include where it says blank by blank. Drum Parker. Miss James' instructions were, get out colored pencils borrowed from a friend. We use these before and start drawing your rectangles. Those are very, very clear instructions. You've got 2 people beside you that have materials. And if you don't have those materials, you need to get those materials. We use those a lot in here. Trinity, have a seat. Get your stuff and have a seat. Alright, you've got about 1 minute to get those rectangles drawn. That doesn't take very long. I don't want Sharpies. Remember, those bleed through and get on the desk. Miss James is looking for correct spacing, though. If we don't have correct spacing, we will get points taken off. Miss James has said that and said that and said that. Miss James also wants you to make sure you have blank by blank. I need to know that you know what that array is. So is it a 32 by 92? Is it boogers by boogers? Is it a cheeseburger by a cheeseburger? Is it a 1 by 1? You've got to label them. Miss James labeled hers. Everybody take a look at mine. Look how neat and organized mine is. Look at that, Luke and Emma Riley.
Wow.
All of mine are circled, spaced, and labeled with rectangles.
What am I not supposed to?
Alright, we got about 30 seconds to finish our lines. Also, those lines should be nice and straight because you have lines to follow on your grid paper. So it should be on a line on your grid paper. You want to start outlining here? You got 30 seconds to do it. I see some wonderful work, and then I see some not so neat work. Kiara, we need to start outlining. Leo, outline with a color. Color. Look at this, Leo. Color. Yeah, outline, rectangles. Ooh, I love how Brielle's checking hers. When she's outlining hers, she's checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I got 24 people. I counted 24 heads. Alright, you got about 30 seconds and we're going to finish this up. Some of us need to work faster than we're working. While we finish that up, I'm going to show you another halftime show. This is where Miss James went to college. One second, I'll start.
Wow.
Make sure you're finishing up if you're not done while we're watching this one. This is Troy University.
Troy playing football.
We're proud to have the opportunity to promote for you today as we welcome you to Trophy Football 2016. So sit back and relax.
This was 2 weeks ago game.
Not very good.
I see some rectangles that need to be finished. I'm sure if you can.
Today, our show features music from some of the greats. We open with a screaming Maynard Ferguson chart, Go and Fly Now.
See how they're moving? Their formations are moving together. And this array right here is moving together. See how they're moving in a line? All throughout it. Look how they form different shapes.
Now we feature our percussion section with Swedish metal band Masuda's Vortex.
See, look right here at the drums. How they're moving in their lines. It's pretty neat, isn't it? So arrays are really rare.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere. Look at this array right here. And over here.
They're making a
See, you can
trophy.
see.
They're making a
Look at
trophy.
their lines.
How much is there?
And their columns.
The tables are in.
It's a real world, huh? Alright, so let me tell you what happens next. So, once upon a time, Miss Goodson, Miss Nelson, Miss James, we had band tryouts for 4th grade. We thought, man, our kids love music. Today's music day for 4th grade. So we thought, we're going to have band tryouts for 4th graders.
Really?
Guess what?
What?
64 people made the band.
Yeah, I made it.
So we've got to figure out where can all those 64 students go on our band field.
Wait.
Okay.
I called the tar.
Here's our field. This is our football field.
Boy,
See it?
not that big.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm going to take a little marker and I'm going to write on mine.
Can I make it?
Huh? I'm going to write on mine at the top so I don't mess it up. Holly Hill Band. I wrote mine where my little folder punch so I don't mess up any of my arrays. Does everybody see that? See how I wrote mine where my, you don't have to write it on your paper. This is a new project. So I wrote it at the top where my holes are punched. So did I mess up any of my array places? No, I didn't really mess up my grid paper because I can't really use this anyways, can I? So I'm going to give you a new piece of grid paper and I want you to turn your sheet over, this sheet. I want you to turn it over on the back. You can see homecoming band. Do you see the word homecoming band? Well, this is going to be our homecoming band. Raise your hand if you've ever gone to a homecoming game. Like a homecoming football game.
Like this.
Alright,
Selfie.
it's the same thing, it's just different because there's like a homecoming queen. It's a big to-do. So guys, I want you to write the number 64. Hands down, I want you to write the number 64. In our band, there are 64 people. John Parker, there are 64 people in our new band. We're moving on to our next band. So on the top of my T, I'm going to write the number 64. Notice how nice and neat I am. And at the top where it says number of kids,
64.
I'm also going to write 64. Now, let's come up with our factor T. My first number is
1
and
64.
my second number is 2 and
6. No, 2 and
what's half of 4?
32.
32.
2. What's half of 6? 3. All right, what about the number 4? Let's figure that one out. Does everybody remember how I did that? I did 4 goes into 6 one time. So I did 1 times 4 equals 4. And I have 2. I bring down my 4. Then I'm going to do how many times will 4 go into 24? Well, it will go in 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. So my next is 4 and 16. 5 and anything? 6 and anything?
No.
7. 8.
Yes.
8 and 8. Okay, so I see the same digit, so I can flip it and reverse it. So now I'm going to do 16 and 4, 32 and 2, 64 and 1.
What about 8 and 8?
What?
Over again. What about 8 and 8 over again?
I have it already. Guys, when I do my grid paper, listen carefully. Listen to me very carefully. The ones that have stars by them, you do not skip spaces. The star,
Star.
You want us to like that?
no. The star means don't skip spaces. Just like my 1 by 24, my 24 by 1. Does that make sense? Now, I want you to count with me all the way down. Ready? Starting at the top full box. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,
28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. There are 43 entire boxes. So where on earth can I even do 64 in one?
None.
You
On
can't.
the back, you can finish it. No.
What am I going to need to do?
No, you need to get an extra one. You're gonna have to combine. You're gonna have to
You're going to have to put them together with what? How do you put things together?
glue.
Glue. Should they be like this?
No.
Should they be like this?
No.
Should they be like this?
No.
How should they be lined up?
Together.
Perfectly. Take your time and line them up. Wyatt, we're not cramming them together. Well, you need to take your time and you need to carefully glue them together on a line. That's why you have lines on graph paper, to be careful, to line things up. Neatness will count off, and that will be very sad if you just cram them together. Now, you are able to work with a partner on this one. You should have how many arrays? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7. 8.
7. They should be rectangled around. They should be labeled, and there should be spaces between these 3. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, if you need to, you might have to put one at the top and the bottom. I don't know. It's part of figuring it out. Okay? You can work with a partner. You may begin. Alright, I'm going to need you to come up here and get paper. You got to have graph paper to do it.
I want every something.
Okay, go have a seat. I'll bring you paper. Okay, guys, today all we're going to have time for, because we're about to switch, is you gluing your paper together. So have a seat at your desk. You should have 2 pieces of paper, and you are carefully gluing them together. Carefully glue 2 pieces of paper together. I love how careful Luke Massey's being.
Thank you.
Nancy.
Miss James is even going to do it.
Oh, yeah. That's what Mario does. Like, you don't have to do it.
I'm going to glue mine together carefully. I'm going to line it up and make sure it's great. I'm not going way over. I literally put glue on one line. once you've done that, you may pack up and like you're ready for reading. Thank you so much for working so quietly. That really makes me stand proud of this class. So guys, tomorrow, let me show you. With your partner, you have created, if you follow directions, you created part of it,
Oh. Oh yeah.
and your partner created part of it. So you're going to put yours together,
This will be so fun.
and it's going to be a huge, what is this? What does a band perform on? A football field. So once you put them together carefully, and your lines have to line up. Do my lines line up? Look and see.
Yes, they lined up perfect.
Yours are going to have to line up. So, go ahead. You can like fold that in half. It'll be okay. It'll fold. And pack up for reading. Like quickly. Just fold it in half.